Here today with Duncan Sawyer, the historian for the Good Shepherd Church over in the historic Riverside Avondale district, and she's been showing us around, just a little history on the church, and we're just going to go over some of the high spots of the church there. The church originally started over there in what we call Brooklyn now, was Jackson and Stonewall. Is that right, Duncan?
Mm-hmm. That's where it was originally started. It was originally started in the early turn of the century. I think it was on Gilmore Street. There was a fire and the church was destroyed.
1915.
In 1915,
right.
And they decided to look for another site for a new church, and they picked the corner of Park and Stockton when the Riverside area was just getting started and built up after the Jacksonville Fire of 1903. In 1917, the church gymnasium was built, and the church first hall was known as Worsham Hall. It was dedicated in 1920 on October 31st, and it was named for Reverend Worsham. The sanctuary was started in the 1920s also, and it was designed by Mellon Greeley, and it was dedicated on Easter. It was dedicated the church, the first part of the church rather, and Mellon Greeley designed the church. Worsham Hall had been built, and that was used as the first church, and the gymnasium was used, and the original structure, the original intent of Good Shepherd was to be a 7-day-a-week church where it was used all the time. Neighborhood children used the gymnasium to play basketball in. The Cummer family built the pool in the 1920s, and it was built in honor of their baby row was dedicated. And hundreds of families in Jacksonville learned to swim in the Good Shepherd pool, and the pool is still in existence and used today.
Okay, Duncan, I understand at one time this was one of the largest churches in Jacksonville. Had the largest Sunday school class at one time.
It had one of the largest, it was the largest Sunday school class in the Southeast, and I believe it had over 2,000 children, and that was in the 1920s. We still have children in Good Shepherd today, but not that large amount.
Right. Well, originally when the church started, they built a little chapel down in Brooklyn, and it's been moved 3 different times. Each time each time Good Shepherd moved, the chapel moved with it.
And each time, as the church grew and the congregation got larger and larger, that is why they ended up in the corner of Park and Stockton, because the congregation had gotten so large, and that's why they moved to where they did. These are the kneelers that the ladies of the church started in 1990 and finished in 2000, and that one goes here when we have communion. This is one of the little side windows. And it lists on the bottom the brass plates to tell who they were dedicated, who they were given in memory of.
Well, I tell you what, we appreciate you showing us around the church, give us some history on it and everything. And this is Duncan Sawyer, the historian of the Good Shepherd Church over in the Riverside Avondale historic area. Thank you, Duncan.
You're
we
welcome.
Appreciate it here. Thank you.